Right, and we've got someone else is joining.
James, it seems also Zoom, now they announced that it's started recording.
Yeah, such a weird feature. Then you just hear this like generic robot voice.
You saved me.
And it's so interesting. They give you an option to continue or leave the meeting immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says that you are being recorded, and in small print it says and tracked. So watch out. It doesn't say that. I'm just making it up, but yeah, you believe me. So Emily's here, or her room is here.
She joined, she showed up, and she saved me, and now she escaped because I'm going to sing.
And Ina's here, so welcome.
Yeah, hello. Good to see you.
Hi.
So this is your first time.
Yes, exactly.
All these photos behind you are yours?
Yeah, so everybody, this is only, Ina, you're the new one because everybody else has been on before. So I'm just going to quickly announce how it works. So before I do that, welcome to the 50th guest. Our 50th guest is, I'm not going to say it, Yana, yeah. I was practicing how to say it and I actually forgotten. So thanks for that. So our 50th guest. So congratulations. You get a special prize for being the 50th.
Thank you.
Right. You get a date with Boyan.
Okay.
Right. So this is the featured business brought to you by Visibility Impact and myself, right? In combination with 𝗬𝗏𝗧. Who's from 𝗬𝗏𝗧 here? Right, Victoria and Marilyn. And maybe you want to say a few words, but we host it basically in partnership with 𝗬𝗏𝗧. And if you don't know what 𝗬𝗏𝗧 is, I'll let Victoria just say a few words, and then we'll kick this off. And we start with Emily. After that, will give us an intro, a song, and then you can say what the song's going to be. And then the focus is on our guest. And then we make it interactive. You can ask questions, but we normally have a bit of a flow to get there first, and then we open it up to the audience to ask questions and interact. So without further ado, Victoria, if you could just say a few words about 𝗬𝗏𝗧.
Yes. So 𝗬𝗏𝗧 is an all-in-one platform for entrepreneurs to connect and collaborate. And how do we do that? We created a platform where you can see a feed, as in any social media out there, and you can also see new members to join, and you just can click on profiles and immediately connect, start messaging, or even video calls with those entrepreneurs who are relevant to you. You're also able to join groups based on topic or industry or geography, where you can meet those like-minded people and discuss your challenges and co-create together. And our main values are trust and collaboration. So we are an invite-only platform. So to join, you need an invite. That's how we keep our network smaller, more focused, but also full of trusted people that you can connect and collaborate immediately with. And if you're still not on 𝗬𝗏𝗧, well, this is your message to get on 𝗬𝗏𝗧. You can ask James for an invite, and he's going to invite you to 𝗬𝗏𝗧. So I'm looking forward to today's event, James.
Perfect. So I've just put an invite in there because it's invitation only, but whoever invites gets the credit for inviting the person. But it can also be positive, but also detrimental. If you invite the wrong type of people, then it can come back and bite you. So hopefully you're inviting the right people. So there is an invite, my personal invite there, if you want to join. You don't have to join. There's no obligation to join. And this runs independently in the way it's a Zoom link anyway. So thanks for that, Victoria. Now, it's all women today. I mean, like helping me out here. So Emily, right? Emily's going to give us a song. So Emily kicks this off every week. And Emily's got a special guest. Is your guest someone that's been on before? Or is this all new?
No, he's the guy who I think came on the first time, potentially.
And on the drums?
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, yeah, I remember. Right. So, and the song you're going to sing today?
So it's actually a Justin Bieber song, but don't judge because it's a really nice Justin Bieber song. It doesn't sound like Justin Bieber.
All right. It sounds like Emily. Emily Beaver.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. So Emily and your special guest,
Alex.
Alex. All
Hi
right.
guys.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Right. And yeah, just make sure we can see you. I mean, because last time you hid your face with the microphone.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't put the mic on today. So how's that?
Give us a little bit and see if we can. And I'll try again.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's okay. All right then. So, right, over to Emily in the hot street in the studio in Lausanne. It's the Lausanne studio. Take it away.
All right. I got my visions out in Georgia. I love the trees in California. Come on, let them turn them on, yeah. Keep a letter from the source, yeah. And I say, oh, the way I breathe you in is the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, and never let you go. Oh, I say, oh, it's nothing like your touch. It's the way you lift me up. And I'll be right here with you till the end of the beaches up in Georgia. Let the trees in California. Don't let me not tell me no, yeah. Give my love from the sunset. You ain't sure yet, but I'm for ya. All like a wish, nice and low. Now we miss days we say we souvenirs. There's more time, I wanna take more time and give you my whole life. Well, that's like I be New Yorker. Hate to leave, I call it torture. Remember when I couldn't hold her? Left to my wish for an hour. I got my beaches out in Georgia. I love the trees in California. Tell my man I tell them no, yeah. Get my life right from the source, yeah. Get the feeling, so I'm sure. I'm in my heart because I'm yours. Can't pretend I can't ignore. You ride for me, don't work, you wanna know just where I've been, no. Don't be distracted, the one I need is right in my arms. Your kisses taste the sweetest with mine, and I'll be right here with you till the end of time. Got my pictures out in Georgia, get my way from California. Tell my man I tell him no, yeah. Get my letter from the source, yeah. Got my pictures out in Georgia, like the trees in California. Tell my man I tell him no, yeah. Get my letter from the source, yeah.
Bravo.
Was she singing about my state? It sounded like she was singing about Georgia.
Yeah, I got my
Thank you, Emily.
out in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's
Pete,
right.
yeah, Pete said he's missed you because he hasn't been on for a few weeks, you see. So
I have, and she sings about me in my state. That's really so sweet.
yeah, so it was appropriate
Georgia on
song.
my mind, huh?
Yeah. So he was thinking about you and then you're singing about him. So
That's just how the good karma works, right? You think about each other, and look what happens.
yeah, that means you'll have to come on more often. So I want to ask a question? When Alex is playing the drum, is he playing with his fingers or how?
Yeah, so it's called a cajon, and it's here.
Yeah.
And you just drum it
Tap
with
it.
your
Oh. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right. Thanks, Emily. And typically you don't hang around, you drop off because
I do, yes.
you've got other things to do. So thanks again for that wonderful song. And yeah, who are you going to sing about next week? Or is it going to be a surprise? Okay. Pete, you'll have to tune in to see if it's going to be you again.
I'm gonna be in New Mexico next week, so if you can think about New Mexico, that would be
I
helpful.
like Mexican music as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Emily, I see you changed your WhatsApp picture. You've got flares on. Is this your 80s thing or something?
Yeah, there's my new
It's a
pink
new.
cap.
It's an 80s look. I bet you weren't even born in the 80s, were you?
I wasn't though.
Right. So you haven't worn flares before, so it's kind of the new thing.
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I remember I had some 40-inch flares, which you used to call them in those days, and I was running down the road and my shoe got caught inside them and I tripped over and then I ripped a big hole in them. Right. But anyway, that's another story. So thanks, Emily. And we're going to go over to our special 50th guest. Not our 49th, not our 51st, but our 50th guest, right? Yeah, Ioana.
I saw you're trying not to pronounce my name, but yeah, you have to, I guess.
Okay, can you say your whole name?
Ioana Anunțoiu.
Yeah. It sounds very nice. Sounds like a movie star.
Not the kind of name that you would know how to write. I know it's a big problem when I'm going out of the country because nobody understands how to write my name. But I guess I will call it special.
Right. Do you have any nickname or short name or anything?
Nothing.
All right.
I have two.
It is a pretty basic name in Romania, so everybody can remember it.
All right. Boyan, you have two nicknames.
I have two, yes.
Two nicknames.
Two nicknames. One is Charlie.
Charlie?
From Charles Chaplin.
Oh, yeah.
And the other is 𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛, which means the button.
Oh, very nice. We could talk about nicknames another time. Right. Okay. So, right. As you're our 50th guest, right, we want to know everything about you. So 50 things about you.
Whoa, that's a lot. I don't know if we will get to that.
50 shades of you.
I think if there are 5 and good ones, maybe it will make up for the rest of the 35.
No, we're not going to do 50. They would be here all day. Right. So, yeah. I'm just going to walk through this. So for Ina, because you're new here, so we typically walk through a bit about the background of the guest, so on the personal side, and then we transition into their business and what they're doing, how we can help, and everything else. So, without further ado, my special guest, another lady. We've had back-to-back ladies at the moment, so these guys need to come forward. Well, it'll just be, women power, girl power, won't it? Right, so,
it's equality, as I can see now.
Sorry, say that again?
Yeah, we are equal now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. To me, you always were. Sometimes more equal because you do jobs.
I was just saying about how the number of women and men in the call.
Ah, I thought you meant women in general. But okay. Right. So, okay. So let's learn a little bit about you. So, whereabouts are you living?
I am living in Bucharest, in Romania. I came here for my studies. I'm actually from a small town in the center of the country, somewhere near the mountains. And I came here 5 years ago to study urban planning.
Right. Okay. And you are Romanian,
I am.
right? And you got kind of that Italian look as well. So is this some Italian roots or anything?
Not that I know of,
Oh,
but
okay.
it would be a good thing, I guess.
Okay. So, and you're living in Bucharest on your own.
I am actually living with my cousin and one other friend.
Oh, right. Okay. And
Yeah,
there's
so quite a party group.
all right. And you're all studying.
Always studying? I don't think so. No,
No, I meant you are there for study.
I am. I'm
Right,
still
okay.
in my master's, in my first year of master's.
Okay. So let's go back a bit. So you have any siblings?
I have one older brother. He doesn't live here. He lives in Ireland.
In Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a connection with our last guest,
Really?
because our last guest was married to an Irish guy.
Oh yeah, I remember the talk. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to find all the connections. It's a pity
Mhm.
some of our other regulars aren't here, because there is a pattern to this, right? But, yeah. So he's studying in Ireland. So
He works in Ireland. He studied
oh.
in Romania and then went there.
okay. Just out of curiosity, what does he do there?
Something with cars. He's tuning cars or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. Right. So there's a connection then between what you do and he does.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about cars, to be honest, and I think that's a passion that I got from him. So one of my relaxing things to do is going off-road when I go back to my hometown, and that's 100% his fault.
Wow. So you're a bit of a car enthusiast.
I am.
But classic cars or sports cars or
More into sports cars, but I appreciate old cars also, classic cars.
all right. And you do karting as well.
I do, yeah. When I have time, definitely. I'm
Right.
trying to beat all the boys because they don't think I can beat them, and it's a nice thing when I prove them wrong.
Right. Because we've had several guests now, men and women, that
Mhm.
do karting. Right.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just comes up when kind of I send a questionnaire out to you, and then I put hobbies, and then people put karting. I thought, wow, it seemed to be quite a common thing. So yeah, I love karting as well. So I'm introducing my son. He's gone for the first time. He's 8 now to go karting. When did you start?
Karting? I think I was in college. In my hometown, we didn't have karting racetrack. And I think the first time that I went was in Ireland, I think in my second year of college. And then I started looking for other tracks here in Romania. I haven't gone too many times, but I really love it. Yeah, so now I'm trying to find other people that are into cars and karting also to get to go together, and trying to get more girls to go to karting because it's really fun.
It is great fun. And yeah, we had one of our guests here was a karting champion as a girl. I mean, and
Whoa.
yeah, we'll have to kind of dig all of these names out and put together a karting team, an endless karting team.
Actually, when I was younger, I was hoping to become a sports car pilot.
Wow.
Yeah, going on the racetrack was my dream some years ago.
But not an astronaut.
Not.
Because boy, I wanted to be an astronaut. He's got the underpants, right? He puts over his head and pretends he's an astronaut. Right. Anyway, so karting is a common thing. So I did the track. It was an indoor track in Dublin.
I was on an outdoor one, so I don't think we went to the same one.
I don't know, had a ramp and you go indoors and outdoors?
Nope, not the
Oh,
same one.
no, not the same one. Okay, but I won that one. I've got a trophy here. I'll
Okay.
show. But anyway, so you hobbies besides that, are there things that you enjoy doing?
Well, I think now urban planning has become one of my hobbies since I am trying to become a full stack entrepreneur. So I keep going with my studies because I'm still really passionate about the domain that I chose. And other than that, like I said, going off-road, either with the car or an ATV. And also drawing. I
You're
became
an artist.
interested. I wouldn't call myself an artist because I know a lot of artists and I'm not even close to what they can do. But I have started thinking about becoming an architect and urban planning because I liked to draw. Since I was really small, I wouldn't draw in the coloring books. I would draw my own things on the cover of them. And then I started to think, oh, maybe I can do this for a living. And somehow I managed to do it.
So have you got any there that you can show? Any drawings?
I don't think I have them posted. I have, like, when I'm trying to do something creative and I don't feel like working, and I just go draw, but I have them in my room, nothing posted anywhere.
Yeah.
Because being in a group of people that actually are artists, I don't feel like posting my own drawings because they're so much better than me.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Lorraine.
Hello.
Right. And the question to Lorraine is, you're late.
I know what time. Well, I'm in England. What time did you start?
2 o'clock. Well, it depends on where you are, but
Well, yeah, I tried at 1. I sent you. I didn't find the link, but now anyway, I won't waste your time. I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. So anyway, just going back to the kind of the story. So you use art then now in what you're doing with part of urban planning, or the creative side to that?
Yeah, well, I think I have always been a creative person. So I started with drawing, then it got me into constructions, which I also found it like a way of putting your thoughts into a building or anything that I did. Actually, I had a lot of creative journeys. I started with drawing on the cover of books, then designing clothes for the cat, then started building things in my backyard. And then at some point I told my father that I want to become a constructor and build houses. And he was like, maybe not a constructor, but maybe you can become an architect. And I think I was in 4th grade, and from 4th grade I knew I wanted to become an architect, switched a bit to urban planning, but still that direction.
Was there anything that kind of inspired you into that? I mean, was it your own drawings or your own curiosity about being creative in that, or any buildings or cities or anything?
I was just 2 months away from from finishing high school when I decided I don't want to do architecture, I want to do urban planning. So I prepared for 2 years to become an architect. And then I decided that no, I want to build cities, and that was it. But I think everything started when I said that I wanted to become a constructor, and I knew building houses was my thing. And I was, since 4th grade to finishing high school, I was so in love with the idea of building. I think the profession chose me. It was one of those stories.
And we're going to come on to your kind of entrepreneurial journey shortly. Mm-hmm. But before we get there, you did have some entrepreneurial experience and a story about working in an NGO.
Yes. In my second year of college, I got a presentation from an NGO, and what they do is build sustainability projects. And the most important of all was building a life-scale solar house, with which we went to represent Romania at an international solar houses contest for students. So from the whole presentation, I only heard, but literally only heard, that they are building a house. And I said, I definitely have to be there. And I spent 2 years there designing, iterating designs for the house. And then I actually was on the construction site for 8 months, like screwing things, putting things that would eventually build a house. And the nice thing, besides being a solar house, so a really sustainable one, was that we had to design and build it modular, because the competition was held in Dubai. So we had to build it once in Romania, then disassemble it, send it to Dubai, and there we had only 14 days to put it back on, like you can move in.
Excellent. And the people did live in it?
We are actually rebuilding it in Romania. It's almost done. I think next week is the big event where we open
so
it again.
It's a current thing.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought this was some years ago. So it's something now.
It was, the competition was in 2018. We spent 2019 getting every approval and everything you need to build the house, and also the funds, because being an NGO, we had to raise funds to build it. It wasn't like we put all the money from our own pockets, because we are all students. And yeah, since 2020, we started building it, and it's almost done. It's like 99% done.
Right. So this was in, how did this come about then? How did you get involved?
Like I said, it was just so natural to go into something that had to do with constructions, being also enrolled in a university where I
But it was sponsored out of the university?
It was not. Actually, there were 10 departments in the NGO. One of them was dealing with fundraising, and we had to learn everything about talking to companies, going to events, talking to people, which in your first, second year of college is not really a natural thing. Just going to people, telling them about the dream of building a solar house and trying to get them to give you.
So this was, I mean, the theme as the NGO was about building solar houses, so everybody could participate in that.
Yeah,
right?
It didn't matter what year you were or what college you were.
So how many teams or people, I mean, it was teams or individuals?
It was teams. So in the big competition, there were 20 teams, and we were chosen as the Romanian team to go to the competition.
And where did the competition's finished?
It is, yeah.
So where did you finish?
We were ranked 4th on the international prize, and then we also got 4 other trophies. I think we got 3rd place for sustainability, 1st place for communication.
Wow.
Second in engineering and construction, and 2nd in comfort parameters or something like that.
Anyway, congratulations for all of that.
Thank you.
So with that, I mean, I don't know if you watched one of our previous guests, Valentina from Colombia.
Yeah, we were actually colleagues in Switzerland.
You were at the Start Global?
Yeah, I was.
All right. Maybe that's how you got connected then, because of her.
Yeah, that's exactly how I got connected.
Did you patent what you do?
No, not yet.
So with hers then, because she wants to do something in Colombia with solar energy as well. So do you stay connected with her?
We talk not regularly, but we have each other on Instagram and we keep replying to our stories and try to catch up from time to time.
Wow.
But since we are both trying to build our startups, there's not so much time to just chit chat.
Right. No, excellent. So I mean, I can see some common synergies there, but you don't focus on solar energy. That was just a project. That was kind of your taste of entrepreneurialism and creating something. And then from nothing to getting all of these kind of accolades for different positions and everything, it's quite an achievement.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Anyway, so let's move kind of forward now into what you're doing now. So what are you doing now? And how did that come about? Because you're still studying at university.
Yeah.
Right. So how many more years have you got to study?
One more. Till I finish my master's.
Right. Okay. And the master's will be in urban planning.
Yeah, it's urban management actually.
Oh, okay. Right. And then actually, yeah. So now that you're there, you, as part of that, was there another incentive or initiative to start a startup, or because you started kind of one for the solar house and whatever? So in your university now, is there something that's pushing people into doing something with their study? Or how did that come about?
Actually, it was by accident. It was just some things that happened that got me into it. So while I was in the NGO, I got to an event which was about startups. I went there to be a volunteer, just helping people put the tables, give them the badges and nothing more. And then after I finished doing what I had to do, the moderator of the contest asked if there are other people with ideas that they want to present. And even though I didn't have anything planned, I pitched my idea. I was in the final. I didn't win anything, but something just clicked and I said, yeah, maybe I can do this. And then I tried to get into as many webinars and events about sustainability and startups. And then at another competition that was actually part of my university, it was a hackathon about solving urban mobility problems in Bucharest. And if you don't know, Bucharest is the most congested city in the world. It was in 2020. So we have a really big problem with mobility. And I won that competition.
Wow.
And here I am now trying to implement the idea that I got into that contest.
Another one. So you seem to be a naturally gifted entrepreneur.
Again, like urban planning, it's just found me somehow.
But because it's kind of a passion with the urban planning and the congestion in the busiest, one of the busiest cities in the world, then you thought, well, I have a skill set that I can use here. So where are you now in the startup? So you've got a team now, or is it just you?
So just so I can give you a bit of a context about what the startup is about. Bucharest is really congested because we don't have a really good infrastructure, public transportation infrastructure, which makes people go to work alone in their car. So what we are trying to do is build a corporate carpooling app, just so we can group people so they can go together to and from work. So solving the problem of people going alone in their cars. And because we have just a few neighborhoods, there are the office where the office buildings are, everybody goes to the same places alone in their car at the same time. And this is what we are trying to solve. We are three co-founders. We also have 6 people outsourced. which are doing the development of the apps. We are now close to launching the MVPs in August. And I think 2 weeks ago, we started contacting companies to try to hook them on before the dream comes true. And that's kind of where we are.
Excellent. But you already won a prize for your idea.
I think we are on the 6th prize or something like that. We try to be as active as possible in the competitions. We are still bootstrapped, so we didn't get any investment. So we try to go at many competitions as possible to try and keep us going.
Okay, so now that you've established that, and you know there's a problem, and you've got something that can help solve that problem, and you've got a team, and you've built the app, or you're building the app?
We are building the app. We have an Android MVP that's working, but it's just the basics.
Right, and then that app, maybe explain how it's going to work. So it will plug into different data sources, or it'll plug into corporate companies that of people traveling to the same place that could come from the same location. That is about what?
So the app is a B2B business. So we are talking to companies. We are then putting all the employees into the same group. So people will go with their coworkers, not with people from other companies, because besides the commuting, we are trying to build some kind of a community app. So we get them together, and then we try to make them to get to know each other, play games, tell stories, somehow engage them. And we are saying that it's a mini team building every single day. So we are trying to put the social part into just a community, into just a commute thing.
Okay, so you've approached companies at the moment to gauge their interest?
Yes, we have some companies interested. Unfortunately, the situation with Corona is still active in Romania. So that's why we are going to launch at the end of the summer, start of the autumn. But still, there are some companies that are on the same page with our dream and are interested in doing this.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking kind of logically. I mean, if you're in a big company and you live in the similar neighborhood, but you don't know your colleague lives there because you've never met them, and you didn't even realize, oh, you only live 2 blocks away from me.
Yeah, that's the thing. We work with 100 other people, but we don't really get to know them.
Yeah. So therefore, you've got the chance not just to get to know them on a social way, but also alleviate a congestion problem, and then contribute to sustainability as well, because not having 2 cars going to work, you have one, and maybe you have a third colleague that's a few more blocks away, and then you end up kind of carpooling.
Yeah,
so it's exactly. It's a carpooling corporate app.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
Right. Excellent. So where are you now in that? You're building the app, right? So the app is still being created, right? So you have a team or a company or someone doing that?
Yeah, we have a team of people working on the apps, on the UI UX. We are also trying to rebrand and try to get a better approach to the companies. So really going on the community building part of the app, because the way we say it, we not only bring people from point A to point B, we bring people together. And that's actually the most valuable part of the app. We are trying to build it, I'm only doing the sales part. I think the team is doing all the hard work. To be honest, the developers are our most important asset.
The developer is in-house? I mean, it's someone in the team?
It's not. No. We have people outsourced, but actually my co-founder, he has a startup studio which basically means that startups that want to get launched get human resources from him. So we are somehow working together with people that are building the startups.
That's 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥.
Yeah, that's 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥, yeah.
All right. Okay. And do you have in the team, you have a CMO as well, a chief marketing officer. All right.
We have.
And she's out
page.
there. Sorry, Bojan?
I'm on the same webpage as well.
That's good. That's good.
Right. So you found it. So anyway, we didn't actually say the name of the company. So what is the name? And you said about something about changing the name. So what is the current name and what are you planning?
So for the past 2 years, the name was Smart Rights. And now we have got some really cool people that have come up with another idea, and the new name of the app will be Cruise, because we want to induce the idea of cruising, just going into a vacation, not having to worry about anything that happened at work, just going with the flow. Okay, so you better speak to our guest that we had last week, because she can do the branding and the protection on the name and everything. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, you should. You were on last week, weren't you? So you remember? I mean, she does everything about. I remember. Startups. I mean, all the kind of legal stuff that you need, NDAs, contracts, brand protection, patent protection. Yeah, sure. You should reach out to her and say, look, I was on the show, and get a special discount, you see. But anyway, so then the website will change as well. Everything will change. It will. Okay. It will. Yeah, we are now working on the brand book. We have new logos, new ways of talking to people. When you start a startup, especially for us, since we don't have that much experience, you just try to get everything together, but don't get into detail with none of them. So now, after a while of working on the startup, we are trying to go into detail and think more about every single thing that we are doing. And branding was one of those things that we try to get really well, so we know who to talk to, how to talk to them, and what are the benefits that would interest them the most. So at the moment, what are your biggest challenges? I mean, have you got a date in mind that you want to kind of launch this and have your first clients going live? So talking to my colleagues, the apps will be done by the beginning of August. And I think our biggest challenge now is trying to get companies to trust us, because we are a team of students and we are trying to do this big thing. Yeah. And just reaching out to them, it's pretty hard. Okay. What about offering kind of a beta trial with a company? So they say, we'll work in combination with you. You give us the feedback, which is invaluable for us to make this even better. Then we'll try it out with you, and then they either get a special price, and it's something that it's good for them, but it also helps you kind of kick this off. Yeah, we are thinking about this. We are actually going to do it. We will have 6 weeks of free trial before they actually start paying for the app, because we are sure they will see the benefits of using the app, and after 6 weeks they can say that definitely they want it. But I think the biggest difficulty is not presenting them with the offer, is just getting to that meeting where we can show them. Okay. Because we are sending emails, we are sending messages, but people don't really respond because we don't have a network, people don't know us. We are just some students that are not from the business world. Yeah, but you might have that unicorn product, you see, that everyone wants. So it's worth. It's worth. We just need the opportunity to present it to them. Right. Bojan?
Yes, I think because I'm in similar situation with different software, it's very difficult to get them for the initial talk. So maybe you need to switch back. So to push them to run after you for this talk somehow to
That would be awesome.
so maybe the best let's say ambassadors of this are the people that they already use the app. So maybe you can build in something, so you can release something that will be functioning in the future, but they can invite other people, so slowly to build kind of like multi-level. So to recommend something that is coming, something big is coming, come and join, like similar also to Endness, it's on invite only. So when you go, you cannot log in, but you get curious what is inside, and so this creates curiosity. And when you're in there, you have maybe something like this might work in a bit different way.
Yeah,
So
those are really great ideas.
Kind of recommendation. So the other is it's not new. For example, in Bulgaria, I have a small media that is for a town that is 10 kilometers from Sofia. We have a group in Facebook that is called I Live in Panic but Work in Sofia. And there are a lot of people that combine usually when they travel to the work. It's similar idea, but they socialize, so they create like WhatsApp groups or something. So this is how they communicate, not because I saw the screenshot and it's much more organized and also your target companies. But it's a good idea. There is in Bulgaria there is a problem to this. It's the problem that Uber had with this. When you put people into one car and then when you start charging them, so because maybe you charge or something like this, then you will find jealousy in taxi companies, in public transportation companies, even if it's a good idea. And in Bulgaria, they are, for example, if somebody is having a car and puts other people, they're running after them, so they try to stop it. So legally, you need to register as a taxi driver, let's say, to be able to.
Yes, it's the same in Romania.
So I suppose this is why I put it on the table. So.
I've actually seen kind of taxi drivers doing a kind of a car share, right? So people split the cost. So if you're driving in a taxi, then and someone needs a taxi, then if you go in the same direction, then share the ride and share the cost.
Yes, something like hitchhiking.
Yes, but the problem with the taxis, for example, if this app is used cross towns, taxi licenses are normally for municipality, and then you need 2 licenses or something like this. And
it's the same with Uber. Now people need driving permits to do Uber, and we are also trying to solve the dynamic pricing, because if you go at rush hours, it's like 5 times more expensive than going 2 hours later.
The thing is,
you mentioned Russia, yes? No.
I said rush hours. Rush hours.
But in Moscow, pick your hand up, and then any car is a taxi.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You negotiate.
I've done that many times.
Yes,
I could tell you some funny stories about that, but we will save that for another day. So, yeah, if you look at, congestion, when they introduced Uber has created another congestion problem. All right, it might be something that people want with an alternative, but nevertheless, you've put more cars on the road, so you've created a bigger problem. And you want to actually have less cars on the road and just people sharing the cars.
Exactly. Right? So if you are going with your own car and try to get back to home after work, you will be stuck in the number of other cars coming to pick up the others. So there are a lot of people in the same place. Other cars are coming to pick them up. You are also caught in that rush. So it's just becoming a bigger problem.
Right. So I want to open this up, although Boyan's already started asking questions, but open it up to other people to ask questions as well about where you are in your business, how they can help, maybe advice, and maybe you've got questions to them, because this is not just a problem in one city, it's basically every city. So
it is.
it's something that your app, although you might test it out and launch it in Bucharest, then every other city on the planet has the same problem.
Yeah, we can't wait to scale.
Right. So this is where I want to be your advisor, you see, right? I don't expect too much of a percentage, but we can talk about that later.
Sure.
Anyway, so have you got any questions to the audience? Yeah, Chris, you've got a question.
Yeah, so you say that right now your challenge is to find companies to try your application.
Yeah.
And when you make your study, did you find some people from because you say that you want to address the issue of people living in the same area and working in the same area, and right now you're focusing on the company.
Okay. So
do you have some data from some people living in the same area, and so instead of proposing your application to company, propose them to people?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That's the way we wanted to start the business. The thing is, in Romania, you can't really charge for taking them from one place to another. So it's a legal issue. What we are trying to do, and that's why we went B2B and not B2C, is that we can't charge people. So we are offering employees some benefits for which they will have to gather some points. So we are trying to actually build it into some kind of game. So every time you go with other people, you get 20 points. If you go with 5 people in a car, you get double points. So we tried to somehow escape the legal issues, and that's why we went directly to the companies. We are targeting CSR related companies who have CSR projects and are interested in the sustainability part, and also those who have projects in employee engagements and care for the employees.
Okay, because what came up in my mind is that if you cannot reach the company directly, but if you propose something to the employee and then the employee say to the company, "Oh, I'm starting being using this service, this application," then the company may start to be curious. So it would be another way to reach a company. So I don't know on which way, but that would be a.
Maybe it's also a green incentive for the company from the local community. So I mean, the transportation system or something, or the council or whoever kind of runs the city. I mean, you approach them, it's something sustainable, it's going to bring value, reduce congestion, and kind of all the valuable things it does, and then see if they would then help sponsor it in.
Well, as I am in urban planning, I am really sad to say that the public sector is not really interested in sustainability in Romania, which is one of the reasons why we haven't got to that. I think Boyan can understand the things we had. So that's why we went to the public sector, and big companies really have a focus on sustainability, and we would have a sure thing to go to them. But we are thinking about going directly to the customers, but right now we don't have the, let's say, financial power to get the right people to make it legal here.
So you need both investment money, but for marketing and everything else, but you also need to finish the app and also be flexible with the app, because you might want to like change a few things around to make it more attractive and so on.
Yeah.
So,
There is something.
Sorry, Boyan?
I didn't know, but there is something. There is so-called impact investing. So maybe research for impact investors. So they're willing to put money into companies like you if there is like one of these sustainable goals you want to solve them. If your solution is scalable, is robust, and maybe you can search for such funds that they provide funding in particularly in this to show up that you're fighting not to get cost or something, but to fight for green cities. Green travel, green. This will be the main, let's say, pitch to these companies together with business features, of course, on the tail. But this is something that will be good to.
Actually, what we are waiting for is releasing our apps, because right now, since we are only 3 people, don't have clients, don't have anything, our valuation would be really low. So what we are trying to do is wait until our colleagues finish the apps, and after we have our first client, we'll have a bigger valuation, and then reach for investors and get investments for the other parts that we want to do. We have a really creative team, so we have a lot of ideas, and we are just waiting for the right time to go after investment.
Actually, Boyan, do you build apps as well or not?
Not really. We focus on the websites, on search engine optimization, on maintaining the websites. We had several requests. The thing is, when you build a website to the app, it gets much more expensive, let's say.
Okay. So I'm curious about 𝗪𝗘𝗏. I mean, would this be something interesting for where you live? 𝗪𝗘𝗏?
Yes.
I'm only asking you because you're there sitting there on your. Where do you live?
So I just moved to Italy for a couple of months.
Sorry, where are you living?
Now I'm in Italy.
In Italy? Oh, so there'll be some problems there as well.
I am just thinking about.
The line is not.
Yeah, I think we yeah, I don't know if it's me, but I can't hear.
No, the connection is really slow.
Oh, okay, sorry to put you on the spot, but with Italy also, if you think about it, it's not just cars, is it? If you had a motorbike.
Well, yeah, because I work and I'm just actually thinking what kind.
We're actually starting to hear you really well.
It came up.
No, carry on again. Say that again. 𝗪𝗘𝗏?
No, she will come again.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking about Italy because, I mean, Italy, I mean, they use motorbikes a lot. And there's normally these kind of 2-seater, kind of cozy, like not traditional sporty bike, but a one you could have a passenger. So I was thinking more because 𝗪𝗘𝗏 in Italy, and I'm thinking bikes, and I'm trying to join the things together. So it's not just about a carpool for cars. It can also be for bikes. I mean, if you're a bike enthusiast, then why not sit on the back of someone's bike?
Yeah, that would be really awesome.
On a Vespa, yes, on a nice Vespa.
A lot of people want to go with a motorbike and don't have anyone who has one.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen in Paris, they have motorbike taxis, right, that run you to the airport and back, and they claim that they can beat any car because they can weave in and out and everything else. I've seen them, and I thought, oh, it must be risky.
That's actually an amazing idea.
But don't just think about cars.
Yeah, good idea, really good idea.
Maybe someone has a horse, you see, and so I can think on the
white horse, double price.
Yeah. But anyway, we kind of reached time now, so people are dropping off for other calls. So have you got a message or anything you want to leave us with, or where we can find out more information and follow you?
Okay, I think now since we are kind of switching to cruise, I think the best way to reach us is on Facebook, where we are Smart Rides Romania, but we'll change it and you can still find us there. and our website, 𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗞.com. And we are sure that we will come with big news, and it will become pretty soon a really big thing in Romania.
Okay, you are not on 𝗬𝗏nest because I went to look for you and I couldn't find you. So you're not on 𝗬𝗏nest, are you?
I'm not yet.
Well, if you check in the chat, check in the chat. Right at the very beginning, I sent a link. So if you join, if you want to join, of course, then all of us, most of us are on 𝗬𝗏nest, and it's a good way to keep people updated. You can also, I copy these chat notes because there's a lot of good notes in there, and people are offering some great advice. And you probably haven't read them yet, but there's some great. So I'll copy these across as well. I'll give you, you'll get a copy anyway. But I mean, it is a good way to keep connected with the other people on this call, because we use 𝗬𝗏nest as well. And 𝗬𝗏nest is the home for entrepreneurs. So it is about helping one another. So yeah, if you can share your links, and then I will share them in 𝗬𝗏nest, so at least the people here can see them, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not on 𝗬𝗏nest, just reach out to me, and then we can get the links and get everyone connected.
Great.
Right. So you have been our 50th guest, so thank you very much. I said at the beginning, it's a special prize. So the special prizes we'll talk later, but I mean, I have a number of different programs. So I want to offer you something complimentary that you'll get for being the 50th guest. And we'll just figure out what that would be, because there's a number of things that I could help you with. And I want to offer you something that's going to help you drive your business forward.
Like I said, people and things just somehow find me, and I feel really lucky once again. And also thank you so much for this and for the opportunity to talk here. It's been really nice, and it's been also more comfortable than I was expecting, just to talk to you. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's typically easygoing, and when you have people like Chris and Boyan on as well, then it makes you feel more comfortable. And now that is actually going to join every week, aren't you? From all the way from Moscow.
So. I hope so.
From Moscow, because you talked about Moscow. Well, we have.
Я говорил немножко.
Oh.
I just said I spoke a little bit about Moscow. For the others.
I'm sure there's a congestion problem in Moscow, isn't there?
It is, and in St. Petersburg
also. It's a great problem. And they can't manage it. They build more and more roads. And
I think governments, they have problem. First, this is why they ban Uber, because they need to run to pick up the money of all drivers to pay their taxes. And this is widespread. So it's a heavy burden on the administration to run. So they shifted the problem to the companies that organize. So now they say, if it's a Uber driver, he should be an employee. When it's an employee, it's a big burden on the company. So you need to pay social insurances, etc., to more bureaucracy. And I think maybe soon the world should realize that they need to release this to make it easy to happen. Shared economy. This is what is missing. But it's happening naturally. I've been in Moscow 2003. And this is when I was stopping the taxis, and it's just working. Nobody can stop it because it's really neat. It's no other solution. And but it's I think this new sustainable, not new, but what United Nations put as priorities will drive to the change in the regulation. Because it's natural to happen, but they are blocking it behind the law or something.
Right. Okay, so just a quick one. You mentioned about that you're in the Start Global Fellowship Program. So is that finished now? Is it ended?
It is. It's been, I think, a month since I came back to Romania. It was 7 months.
7 months in St. Gallen?
Yeah.
So you enjoyed Switzerland?
Yeah, I can't wait to come back to Switzerland. I was just looking today for plane tickets. I got some friends there that keep telling me to come back, and I just can't wait to go back to Switzerland.
Yeah, it's not just a challenge to come back, it's a challenge to actually stay here. I live here, but I mean, we have to apply every 5 years for our permit renewal.
Yeah.
And they can make any excuse why you don't get it. So it's not even easy when you live here.
Yeah,
but anyway.
I know.
So yeah, come and join me, right?
Sure. When I come to Switzerland, you'll be sure on my list of people to come and visit.
Yeah. And so you will come to me in Bern, and then from Bern we go down to Geneva, and then we cross over, I think, into France, or even in Geneva, and we'll do a big karting event, right?
Oh, it sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, and then so everybody ends up in Geneva. I don't know who's going to pay for it, because it'd be crazy expensive, but I mean that would be good. So
United Nations will pay.
Yeah, Boyan or Ernest. Okay. So on that note, I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. It's been a pleasure having Joanna as my special 50th guest. And then we'll keep in touch, because we want to catch up and find out where you're going with your business as well, and how I can help you. And yeah, I encourage joining every week. You meet some fantastic people, and yeah, it's just nice to hear people's stories. I love it. And there are connections. If you think about all the guests that we've had, they're all connected with something.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of doing it. Right?
Indeed. Yeah. So
you'll come on again next week.
I hope so. Yeah. Maybe not next week, but the week after, definitely.
Shall we just have a quickie sneaky look and see who's next week? Oh, Paul is late. Look at Paul, right? He's trying to join now, right? He's an hour late. We have a very, very interesting lady next week, right?
Bye, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.
Hi, Paul. Yeah, more than an hour late.
What? But he's present. That's important.
Yeah, you've arrived and we're just saying goodbye.
You're joking with me. It's 2 to 3.
No, honestly. We can, if it's okay with Joanna.
Joanna.
I still can't say it, right? She can share, if it's okay, we can share the video so you can watch the replay.
Yeah, I'm okay with sharing it with anyone. So if there's someone that wants it, you can share it with anyone.
Economy.
It was all about carpooling, urban planning, traffic control in cities, in particular her city in Bucharest. But it could be good in Durban as well, I guess.
I can't believe I'm late now.
Yeah.
Getting old, James. It's terrible.
Yeah, you're terrible.
You can watch the video, and I'm sure you will catch up on everything that's happened.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I missed it, Joanna, but I'll look at the video.
No worries. I'm glad you came. Anyways.
All right. Okay. So on that note, sorry, Paul, but we're just going now. So I'll send you the link to the video so you can watch it.
Okay. Thank you again, James, for the opportunity and for
a pleasure
having me here.
You've been a great guest, and I honestly would love to see this being adopted and used, because I think it is a fantastic idea, and every city needs something like this. But as you said,
let's start with one and then conquer the world.
Exactly, and I will be your advisor.
It would be amazing.
Okay, and Ina will help you with your story, won't you?
Yes, it was very interesting for me, especially because I work for the School of Urbanism here in Moscow, and so I write about urban planning and do interviews with experts. So I'm a bit in the know of the problematic. So yeah, maybe I could we could get in touch, so I could share some of my contacts. I don't know.
Sure, would be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Right. So if you both join EntNest, you can connect. But I mean, if not, you can connect through me on LinkedIn. And I also have a LinkedIn group which you could join, which is all about featured businesses. So all the previous guests, if they want, can join, right? And then you can keep in touch with each other.
Perfect.
Right. So I'll send you links to that. Right. Okay. So thanks very much. Paul will be a guest in the future, you know, so then he'll probably be late. Yeah, he'll probably be late, you see, for his own featured business.
I will have another chance to meet Paul then.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can all learn what Paul actually does. Okay. So on that note, have a great weekend and we'll see you next Friday.
See you next Friday.
Next Friday is a great
Bye.
guest as well, something completely different.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.